with you because we want to use the word cigar.
Okay.
CIGAR as an acronym, so every letter means something.
Right.
Messing with my 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. Now that works better. C means controls, so go ahead and give me a control check. Just make sure all the controls are free and clear. Nothing is binding up. If that happens, you want to figure that out now. Somebody took off in a de Havilland Caribou. It's on YouTube. If you've never seen it.
I think I have, where the control surfaces were locked.
Locked, killed them all.
Yeah. All right. Everything seems to be free and correct.
Cool. I is for instruments. Set your altimeter at 0, so we know exactly where the first blade of grass is here at Fantasy Flight.
All right. 0.
Airspeed's at 0. And you've flown the Texan yesterday. This flies no different. You have to use a little right rudder on the right-hand turn, but this airplane is rigged such that you don't have to use any left rudder at all to go left. Okay. Upper right vertical speed indicator, who cares? Your tachometer, part P51. I had to buy a new tack cable, and the guy at Lance Aviation out there in Texas said that's actually for a P51.
Nice.
So I got Mustang parts, and actually the P38 had that. I've seen a video in that same tax in a P38. But right now it's at about 400 RPM bouncing around.
Yep.
These are radial engines, as you know, a lot slower turning than the flat engines. So full power, it's going to give us about 1950. And then you look, notice on the far left-hand side of the panel, it says avoid operations above 19 except for takeoff.
Right.
So we're full power on takeoff. Then when we get a positive rate of climb, we're back to about 1850, 1830, right around in there.
Okay.
Oil pressure's looking good. Once we add power, that's going to come up into the green, and your oil temp is north of 30. Cool.
Okay.
CIG, gasoline, right above your head. We have 1 hour and a half of fuel. So each quarter tank is about an hour.
Okay.
And there's a little cork in the tank, so it's kind of a fail-safe deal.
All right.
And
it looks like it's just under half right now.
It is.
Okay.
It is. It's about an hour and a half.
Okay.
Inside the cockpit on the left-hand side is our mixture control. That's going to be all the way forward.
Yep.
And then right ahead of that is your fuel valve, and it's either on or it's off.
It's on.
And we want it on.
That's right.
Remember, this airplane was built for a kid, 18 years old, who had maybe never even seen an airplane up close. So that's why everything is really, really simple. No left tank, right tank, nose tank. It's just one tank.
And no pump.
No pump, exactly, no pump. CIGA is accessories, elevator trim tabs underneath the throttle, left-hand side.
Okay.
Where it was on the Texan. A little bit of nose-down trim. I'm kind of big back here.
Okay.
Something we don't need today. Right by your right elbow, carburetor heat.
Right.
So it's forward for cold, back for hot.
Okay.
We'll leave it cold. Last letter we have is R, and that's for run-up. So go ahead and slide your feet to the tops of the pedals. Bring the stick back to your lap with your right hand, and just gently bring the power on up to about 1,500 RPM. And we'll do it, we'll back check. That's 1,000 there.
1,500?
Yeah, 1,500. So basically when the needle points to the number 5. Keep on going. That's 1,150. That's 1,200. 1,300.
I was misreading the dial.
Yeah,
okay.
Most people do. Don't worry about it. You got it now. That's 1,500 right there. Perfect. Now, the far left-hand side of the panel, you'll see our mag switch. I'm going to switch from both to right. There's our first mag drop. That's fine. Back to both. Over to left. That's fine as well. Back to both. Look out the right side of the airplane, Jason. Smoke system.
All right.
All right, so go ahead and bring the power on back. Perfect. What do you think? You want to try and tackle the takeoff?
With your help.
Well, here's the deal. This is what I want you to do. Is obviously when you're in the Harvard or the T6, you could see basically you could see over the nose. This airplane you can't. And now the idea is what you want to do. Well, maybe you couldn't see over the nose in that big old thing. But what I want you to do is you want to look straight ahead.
Okay.
I want you to focus on infinity, and when you do so, you're going to start to see these little white runway markers going by.
Okay.
All right. Now, if you look at me in the mirror, what's going to happen is we're going to leave the stick in neutral. And what'll happen is as the airplane speeds up, when it gets to about 40 miles an hour, the airspeed doesn't matter. But what'll happen is the tail's going to come up first. It's going to fly first.
Okay.
So what'll happen is the airplane's going to go to the left. P factor, you're going to see that. Plus, we have left to right crosswind today, so when the tail comes up, it's going to go more to the left because this is going to be big old weather vane. So we know that going in, so we're going to be ready to add a little right rudder, not much, just about maybe an inch of pressure.
Okay.
But when that happens, we're just going to get the airplane off the ground.
Okay.
This is a soft field takeoff approach. Get the airplane off the ground, lower the nose, because when it's in the air, it's safe. 75 miles an hour. We'll kind of maybe make a little bit of a left-hand turnout over the lake where the wind's smooth, and then we'll bring the power back, and then we'll kind of be on our way.
Okay.
Don't be intimidated by it. It happens really slowly. I'm going to be talking to you throughout the whole thing.
Okay.
Don't be on the rudders like a crazy man, because it's going to go just about straight down the runway. We're on grass here.
Okay.
And I'll be talking to you throughout. But as long as your heels are on the floorboard.
They are now.
Yeah, it's a good deal. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I understand that. We're going to have a good time. When you're ready, go ahead and just start gently bringing the power on forward. Look straight ahead. Pick up those little white runway markers. Actually, let's go a little bit forward. Make sure that we're straight here before you add power. Okay, there. Now we're ready. Now go ahead and bring the power on in. All the way forward. Good. Hold it there. All right. Sticks in neutral. Here comes the tail. Good. A little bit of right rudder. There you go. Good. It's ready to go. Bring the nose on up. Good. Now lower the nose. Lower the nose. Get that airspeed. And then
not that much lower.
Yeah, exactly. And then we'll start bringing the power back. Good.
Okay.
Nice job. Now I want you to go ahead and put your left hand on that throttle.
Okay.
And let's make a little bit of a right-hand turn out here.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go out to the right. Polk City is off to our right. We're going to go out around the city here.
Okay.
Or you know what? You can go straight. This is fine. Cool. Climb straight on out. Nice job. You see, when we have 15 mile an hour on the nose, it doesn't mess around. It gets off the ground really quick. Now, the highest I've been today is 800 feet. So we're going to be going about 1,200 feet today. Okay. And it's beginning to get calmer now.
Okay.
So what I'd like you to do is let's go off a little bit more to your right. You see, we have two legs here. Okay. I want you to hit for the far one, and once we get to the far one, we'll make a right-hand turn. We'll fly up the gut of that, and we'll head up to the northwest.
Okay.
Keeps us away from houses and such. We'll bring the power back just a little bit more. We're going to keep it outside of 1900. Okay. I don't want to shed a propeller tip.
No, that would not be good.
That would be bad. Nice. You know, other than this morning, it was really a nice day to fly. We had a high overcast about 3,000, and it was winds were blowing like 5. And of course, this clouds kind of subsided, and then it got a little breezy. All right, let's make a right-hand turn here, Jason. We'll head on right up to the north here, or actually to the northwest. Now you'll notice on a right-hand turn, you got to use a little right rudder.
Yeah, I was noticing that.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. Good, we'll head on out this way.
All right.
And so we'll continue our climb. Ultimately, we'll go up to, I don't know, 1,100, 1,200 feet. That's plenty high, something like this.
Okay.
Now, we're in, this is all uncontrolled airspace out here, so we don't have to worry about talking to anybody on the radio. And to be honest with you, if you're a pilot, you'll get this. What idiot is flying down at 1,200 feet other than us? You know, most people are flying a lot higher than that.
Yeah.
So I think flying down low is, for at least us, it's safer.
I would agree.
Cool. Coming up on 900 feet. There's these houses down below. Now you can see where we're going out here. It's straight ahead. It's all open fields, sod farms, cattle pastures. It's a super, super safe place for us to fly here today.
Yeah, it looks like it kind of thins out pretty quick.
Yeah. There we go. Looking good. Oh yeah. It's getting nice and smooth up here. You know what, to be honest with you, this is plenty high. You're a pilot. We don't have to go real high for this. Let's go ahead and level off here.
Okay.
And bring the power back about 100 RPM. Perfect. That's fine right there. Now just kind of go out here about another half mile. Now we talked about section lines on the ground. I'm going to show you a couple. There's one big one right here. That's north and south.
Okay.
There's another one up there. Once we get up a little farther, you'll see it. It's east and west. So everything out here is laid out in north, south, east, west fashion. The subdivision off your left, down below is the roads are north, south, east, west as well. Jason, let's start having some fun. Good luck trying to maintain a level turn to the sky.
I know.
Let's try a 360-degree turn to your left.
360-degree turn to the left.
And we'll do a 45-degree angle of bank. Perfect. Now, if the wire falls below the horizon, there you go. Now, level turn is somewhere in here. You'll have to figure that out yourself. Right around 4 to 5 inches above the horizon. We'll use these section lines right here. This is north and south, so that's 180. Just keep it going to your left. Good. 270 is here. Nice. 360 degrees is here. Let's try one of those to the right. Actually, don't do it yet. Let's go up a little bit farther out here to the north.
Okay.
There's some houses right down below you to your right. Power's good. 1750 is actually what we're looking for in this. Let's try a 360-degree turn right.
All right, 360 right.
Put the power to right. There we go. Now, you got to put yourself in the mindset that it's 1942. Add a little bit more right rudder. You have never seen an airplane before. You're from Ankeny, Iowa, out in the middle of nowhere. They shipped you down to Florida, and this is your first flight lesson. Good, that's 180-degree turn there. Now you're at a little bit of a disadvantage, Jason, because right now you're sitting right on the CG of the airplane.
Oh, nice.
So you can't really feel the airplane yawing left and right. It's kind of like a Cessna 172 or a 150 or what have you. But when you solo the airplane, you solo it from back here, and you can really feel the airplane yawing left and right. Cool.
Okay.
Feel pretty good?
Yeah.
All right, let's try it. The power's looking actually good where we're at right now.
Okay.
Let's do a 360-degree turn to your left. Let's try a 60-degree angle of bank turn.
All right, 60 degrees to the left.
To the left.
A little too low.
Yeah. There's 180 there. There you go.
I didn't realize
270. You know, 45 is super simple,
Yeah.
but once you go beyond 45, it drops a ton of lift.
I noticed that, yeah.
Let's try one to your right.
All right. That wasn't a 360.
It doesn't matter. Right now you're headed towards, we'll call it Lakeland. You can see there's a big lake right ahead of you.
Yeah.
That's
right.
Lake Parker. Let's try one to your right.
All right, 360 to the right.
And you want to use the right rudder on this one. There you go.
Wow, too much, too much, too much.
180 would be there. $270, somewhere around there. There's your wash right there. There's 360. What happens with those 60-degree angle of bank turns, you have to be on top of them from the get-go.
Right.
If you get behind them, you're bringing the nose up with the elevator, which is a natural thing to do.
Right.
But think about it. Your elevator is more like a rudder at 60 degrees, and your rudder is more like an elevator. Let's make a right-hand turn. We'll go back to the north.
All right.
What do you think about this thing? You like the way it flies?
Oh, yeah. Just takes a little bit of getting used to.
Absolutely. Like anything else. All right. Now, we'll level off here. Let's bring the power back to 1750.
All right.
There you go. Now, disregard the instruments, okay? This next maneuver is a lot of fun to do. It's the Lazy 8. Now, I want you to listen to the airplane. If you listen to the airplane, you can hear her do her ups and downs.
Okay.
And speeding up and slowing down. Let's just break it down. Let's do one of these just to the left, okay?
Okay.
And then we'll roll on out. There's no one around you here, so let's try a shallow angle of bank turn to your left.
No, left.
Yeah, 10 degrees. There. Good. Now bring the nose up. Up some more. Up, up. Good. Now hold it right there. Now listen to it. Listen to it. It's slowing down. Gravity's going to pull the nose through the horizon. It just stalled right there. We'll roll it on out. Bring the nose on up. Oh!
little too tough.
You got to remember, I'm 6'8" back here. So if you put me to sleep, just kind of fly until I wake up. Cool. Let's try one of those to the right. The only difference between the two is you actually have to do a little right rudder pedal pressure over the top.
Okay.
Let me look around. You know, we found some nice smooth air here. Cool. Shallow angle of bank, 10 degrees. There you go. Bring the nose on up. Good. Hold the stick right there. Push on the right rudder, right rudder, right rudder. There you go. Good. Start rolling it back to your left and bring the nose up here.
Whoa, too much.
So the idea on that is we want to do one to the left followed by one to the right. Now remember what we said on the ground? Look, there's your section line right there. You see it?
Yep.
All right, so let's roll out on that one. We're going back to the north. Whenever you're ready, let's try one. So shallow angle of bank, bring the nose up. Good. Hold it right there. There's your and downhill. Start rolling it on out. And then 10 degrees to your right. Right rudder here.
Yep.
Just nice and lazy over the top. We'll roll it on out. We're bringing on up. And that's a lazy 8. Cool. And we're back up at 1,000. Let's do a 180 degree turn to your left here. We'll go back to the north.
180 turn to the left,
Yeah.
all right. Is a trick to do those without any G's?
Yeah. Let me show you. Let me show you what I want you to do.
All right.
Because the steepness of it really that's really not what we're looking for.
Okay.
What I want, and we're going to use this right here. You see it right here, this little line? All right. So we're looking good. We're going to add about what? 850 feet. So 10 degree angle of bank.
Okay.
And we'll just gently bring the nose up. Now watch what happens. That's plenty of steepness right here. I'm not going to move the stick. The idea is have the nose fall through the horizon at 90 degrees, which is right
there.
Boom. Now we're picking up that section line. We're going to roll out when we're perpendicular to it.
Okay.
We're speeding on up. You can hear it. There we are right there. We're at the same airspeed, or same altitude. Up we go to the right. Same deal. Now we start feeding in that right rudder right here. There's 90 degrees right. Boom. And we'll pick up that section line down there. So it's really a coordination maneuver.
Okay.
I mean, what you're doing is fine. Those are kind of a fun thing to do. But the idea is kind of try that. Now so airplane's yours.
Okay,
before we go on, let's try that.
Okay.
Pick a section line down, any one. You can either have it parallel to you or perpendicular to you.
All right, I'll use that one right there.
Okay.
So I want to just put in 10 degrees of bank.
Okay, and bring the nose up.
Bring the nose up.
Hold it right there.
Hold it right there.
Now there's your
and there goes the
perfect.
horizon.
Okay, now roll it out on the section line. There you go. You can hear the airplane speed up much better. Much better. 10 degrees to your right, and do the same thing to your right. Because when you do it for the FAA, for your commercial, you're supposed to be right on the old stall right over the top, but you do not want to let it stall.
Oh, that one wasn't as good as the first one. The one I just did, the other half of it.
What are you using? You're using that ditch right there?
Yeah, that's what I was using.
Let's try another one, because you're doing these, you get better at these. Look at what you got right here. It's like a crosshairs.
Right.
So let's go this way.
Okay.
Fly right over the top of that. And you can go left or right, your choice.
All right, I'll go left.
Okay, we'll roll the wings to level here. Okay, so right now you're perpendicular to it, all right?
All right.
So, whenever you're ready, you can fly over the top of it so you can see it.
10 degrees of bank.
And bring it on up. Good. Here's the nose right there. Good, start rolling it on out. There's a section line right down below you. Same to your right. 10 degrees, up you go. When I got my commercial, it was interesting. The FAA guy, he said, all right, show me a lousy 8. And I said, a what? He said, well, show me a lousy 8 because no one ever does these correctly. They're just lousy, which was really cool because it kind of disarmed the whole thing. And I muddled through one, and he says, yeah, it's good enough. Next. Cool. Well, lazy 8s are actually really fun maneuvers because they do teach you coordination. And, you know, a lot of times when people want to get really aggressive with it, they overbank. And basically, you don't get any of that vertical penetration that we're looking for. You know, the idea is to get it going uphill. All right, go ahead and just gently bring the power back to about 1,300 RPM. All right, this is perfect. Now, do me a favor, don't look at the instruments. That's fine, where the power is fine. Now listen to it. Now just gently go ahead and lower the nose, a little bit more. Tell me when you can hear the whistle of the wind in the wires.
I can hear it.
Hear that? So right now you're going about 90. Now focus in on that whistle. Bring it back to level flight. Now just listen to it. You can hear it slowing down. This is what the landing is going to sound like. Bring the nose up some more. When this thing stalls, Jason, I do not want you to push the stick forward. Bring the nose up some more. Okay, here's your stall right here. Now watch what it does. It's going to stall straight ahead. Hold the stick right where it's at.
Okay.
Don't bring it back. And then the idea is listen to the airplane accelerate going downhill, and the nose will come right back up, as you see.
Okay.
You know, when you learn how to fly in a Cessna, they say, oh, push the stick forward.
Yeah.
Well, if you do that with this airplane, you're going to see a lot of green, you know?
I saw that.
Yeah, and so the idea is just allow the airplane to come down gently, and then it speeds up going downhill. So you can see how docile it is. I mean, it's a really, really docile trainer.
Except when you go to land it.
Exactly. Let's try right-hand turn.
All right.
Now, keep this in mind. Back in World War II, you would have been expected to solo this thing in between 8 and 12 hours of instruction.
Wow.
Now, if you couldn't do that, they gave you 2 more hours, and if you still couldn't solo it, you washed out. Now, I'll be honest with you. 85% of the people who come and fly with me are non-pilots. And after 15 minutes, they got this, and they can actually fly it. Of course, they can't land it. Let's go ahead and bring the nose up. Let's do a power on stall. Watch what it does on a power on stall. Again, when it stalls, hold the stick right where it's at. That's good right there. It's going to kind of waddle around here. Here's your stall here. You can feel the buffet. All right, here it is. Now watch what it does. Just hold the stick right there, and the nose comes right back on up. Now, I always tell people, it's really not the first stall that'll kill you.
Yeah.
It's the second one because it's a natural instinct just to yank the stick back. Anyway.
Nice.
Well, listen, we have about 8 minutes left to go here before we have to head back towards Fantasy of Flight. Finally, we found some nice smooth air out here. Wow.
Nice.
This is your time to kind of freestyle. You can do whatever you want. If you want to try some more lazy eights, great. Go on you want to see what an accelerated stall is all about, we can do that. If you want to try, just fly it around, that's fine.
Yeah, I just like to get the hang of it, just get the feel for it and everything.
You got it.
Considering I've never flown an open cockpit before, this is...
What do you think about that?
I like it. I like it better than the T6 just for the fact that I got a little more fresh air.
I got to be careful what I say, but most people, as I mentioned on the ground, most people love the open cockpit when they come in, they fly the Texan, and they come over here, they're like, wow, this is, they like this because it's slow, it's not as intimidating, and the open cockpit thing is kind of a cool deal.
Well, I did some aerobatics in it yesterday, and after about, we did some aileron rolls, some loops, and some barrel rolls, and about halfway through it, I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
Because it was hot and humid and didn't have a good airflow.
That'll make you sick every time. You know this, when you loop it, you know, the entry speed on this is about 125, 130. And you pull significant G's because, you know, you have to dive the airplane to get that speed. So you're pulling 3, maybe a little bit more than 3. You know, the aileron roll is not a big deal, but it's still, you gotta dive it to get the airspeed up.
Yeah, it seems to want to hold pretty level, about 80, 82.
It does.
Not too
like
bad.
if you let go of it, it should be, you know, if it'll fly a level flight. I mean, the airplane's trimmed out. It's rigged perfectly.
Nice.
Well, let's try that. Let me test you.
Okay.
Let's use our little smoke system here, okay?
Okay.
Let's try another one of those 60-degree angle of bank turns. Let's see how close to level you can do it.
Okay.
When you start to turn, I'll give you a little air show smoke. But just remember, I'll give you a little hint. Put that those struts, put them right on the horizon, not above, not below. That's as close to helping as I can.
Okay.
So power's looking good. Whenever you're ready, let's try one.
All right, I'm going to go to the left.
To the left.
All right.
All right. Smoke here. All right, there's your smoke.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't even know where the smoke is. It's around here somewhere. I don't know where it went.
I don't either.
But I think we went downhill.
Yeah, I think we did too.
All right, let's try one more of those. And on this one, just kind of ease into it. Don't rush yourself. Ease into it to 60, and just stay on top of it. Don't let the strut fall below the horizon. All right, let's try one to your right.
All right, one to the right.
All right, here's the smoke here. All right, much better. Good. Ah, you're good. You're getting the hang. Keep going right. Keep going right. Look what you got right here. Boom.
Oh,
all right. First time, that was good.
Not too bad.
Not too bad. On your commercial check ride, it's plus or minus 50 feet, 50.
That would have been it.
That would have been it. And you know, when I got my commercial, that was the maneuver I was most concerned about. All the rest of the stuff is, you know, not a big deal. The steep turns, the plus or minus 50 was tough. Want to try one more to your left?
Yeah, let's try the left again. The right seems to be easier.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, just ease into it. Smoke on now. All right, there's your marker. Yeah, right. Stay with it. Stay with it. There's your stall. You feel it? Accelerated stall right there? And it's still stalled. Go ahead and unload it. Let the nose come down. Let's try it again.
Yeah.
So like I mentioned to you, there's not a big gap between flying and stalling on a steep angle of bank like that. It stalled about 70. I'll give you a little bit more power on this one. All right, let's try her again.
All right, to the left.
To the left. But there's your smoke. You know, in the military, you know what you were doing with these Stearmans. You're right on the stall. You just hold it right there. As you're right on it, you can feel the stick shaking. Look what you got, right? Boom! Perfect. Now that's what we're talking about. Good job, Jason.
That's the ticket.
Yeah, you're getting comfortable in it. But they used to do 70-degree angle of bank turns in Stearmans in the Army, and basically it was a full power maneuver.
Really?
Yeah, because it would go right around.
Wow.
Now, let's try this. This is kind of fun.
Okay.
The accelerated stall characteristics of this airplane. Now, it's docile. Most people wouldn't be doing this at 1,000 feet unless you're in a Stearman. So watch what this thing does. Go back to your left.
Okay.
Leave the power right where it's at. So let's say you buzzed your buddy's house, right?
Okay.
And now, good. Now start bringing the nose up. Now don't let it go any steeper than 60 degrees. Bring the nose up some more. Good. Bring the nose up. Up, 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 up. Bring it back, bring it back. Here's your stall. Look at what it does.
Wow.
You just did a quarter snap roll. It snapped right out of it.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's basically what we say, it's GI proof. You know, if you're stupid with it, it's like you have no idea what you're doing here, so I'm going to help you.
So an accelerated stall will just roll you back out level, just about.
And that's because basically what you just did is these airplanes snap roll to the right. If you ever watch John Moore fly, he always snap rolls into the right and he aileron rolls into the left. So basically you just did a quarter snap roll.
Nice.
Now if you did one to the right, guess what it's going to do?
It's going to do an aileron roll.
That's going to, if you did the same deal to the right, it's going to roll you. It won't roll you inverted, but it'll roll you a little bit more than past 90.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Let's try one more of those lazy eights. You're flying it well.
All right. So 10 degrees angle of bank.
Perfect. Good. This is much better than the ones you're doing before. Because if you're look how lazy that is over the top. Perfect. Let the nose come on through. Much better, much better. Now let it speed up going downhill. There's 80, 85, there's 90. Roll it right on through. 10 degrees to your right. Up you go. Good. Perfect. So you can, when you go back up to Pensacola and you go fly next time, you can do those in anything that you fly. They're a lot of fun to do, but they really work on your coordination. They'll make it, if you do those, you get really good at them. You know, it's going to make you a better pilot.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see that for sure.
Yeah, and especially when you fly like these warbirds, because you're into warbirds, because you have to use your feet. I mean, you have to use it. And the idea is, watch what this thing does. See, when you're out in a right-hand turn, now the power's a constant. So it's slowing down, so you get more and more left torque. And so this airplane will just kind of sit here. I'm not doing anything with the rudder, and then it'll come through and it's stalled right there. But you have to keep feeding in more and more and more right rudder as it goes uphill, because there's more and more torque. Airplane's yours.
All right, I have the airplane. Yeah, definitely got a lot better than that first one. At least I wasn't pulling really any G's that time.
Yeah, no, that last one you did was perfect. Well, Fantasy of Flight's dead ahead. You see it there?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Let's descend on down about 1,000 feet.
Okay.
And do you see off to the right? You see Fantasy of Flight. Look beyond Fantasy of Flight. You'll see that bluish green water tower. Do you see it down there?
Yeah, I do. It's about 1 o'clock.
Perfect. I want you to head towards that.
Okay.
That's the Love's truck stop. And so that's where I want you to go. You know what's also cool is while we're heading on back, look over here off your left. If you look between the ribs right here, you can see how the fabric is being pushed up.
Yeah.
Look between the ribs on the lower wing, you can see where it's being sucked up.
Sucked up, yeah.
So you can actually see the vacuum of lift right here on the wing.
That's pretty cool.
And we call that a Discovery Channel moment right there.
About 1,000 feet.
Perfect. We'll level off here. Once we get over Fantasy of Flight, I'd like you to drop down to 800 feet.
Okay.
Now you can see why people like Stearman so much. You know, we can still get parts for them. You know, that Texan that you flew yesterday was burned while you're doing acro in it. It was burning more, 35 gallons of fuel an hour.
Yeah.
Pricey, 600 horsepower. This engine here is 12 gallons an hour. The overhaul on the engine is about 25,000, 60,000 for that 1340.
Wow.
I can't afford to fly a 1340 powered anything. Although a friend of mine has a 1340 powered Stearman.
Wow.
And it was an old crop duster, and he's a crop duster pilot. So he left it in its ag configuration, so you can fill it with water. He says you push the power forward and just have the stick all the way back in your lap, and it just leaps off the ground. He's crazy. All right. So this is looking good.
About 800.
All right, this is perfect. So what I'm going to have you do, we'll bring the power back into about 16, add about another 100 RPM.
You mean 1,400 or 16?
No, 1,600 more.
More? Okay.
Yeah. There you go. That's good. All right, let's try left hand. Let's make a left hand turn into the downwind.
All right, left hand turn.
All right, this is good. Now, the wind is blowing you away. You can see what the wind's doing right there. In fact, you can see on the leg right now, there's a gust front that's going through Fantasy of Flight. Let's make another right-hand turn.
A right-hand turn?
I'm sorry, left-hand turn.
Okay.
Into the base. It's going to take a while to get back over there.
I was going to say, I'm trying to see where the strip is.
Yeah, it's hard to see it. If you head right for that pond right there,
yeah,
that's perfect.
Okay.
It's right over here. The runway that we're going to be using, like I mentioned to you on the ground, it's favoring the short runway,
okay,
but you'd be a fool to use the short runway. So we have about a 70-degree crosswind blowing 15,
okay,
which is a substantial thing for a Stearman unless you're on grass.
So we're on left base for right now.
You're on left base, exactly.
Okay, got it. So we're going to land just this side of the constellation.
Yeah, it's important that we put the airplane down in that first part of the strip because you do not want to allow the airplane to go down by the trees down there.
Okay.
Because it can actually be uncontrollable.
Okay.
And Jason, what I'm going to do with you today, because of the heavy crosswind, I'm going to do this.
Okay, gotcha.
But if you want to stay with me, you can. I'll kind of tell you what's going on with it. But it's just a typical crosswind deal. But the idea is you want to listen to the airplane. Now, we're fortunate here because when you build in this crab angle, you're actually going to be able to see the runway because the nose is going to be so far over to the right.
Okay.
So we'll bring the power back a little bit. Just get it on over there on final.
All right, you have the
you got it. I want you to fly it all the way on short final.
Oh,
yeah, get it on over there. Now, we're bringing the power back. Now listen to it. You can hear the whistle of the wind in the wires. Yeah, this is going to be kind of fun. Crosswind practice. I love it. I'll tell you, I'm going to take it from here.
All right, you have it.
Yeah. Now listen to this thing. All right, so we're coming on down. We chopped the power. We have the runway made. All right, so we're going to put a power, put our right wing down, and we're gonna keep it off the ground, keep it off the ground. A little gust there, and we're on the ground. Ooh, that was a good one.
Okay.
Not bad, except for that right there.
Yeah, it was a little bit crosswind there.
It was.
Nice. I missed the breeze.
You missed the breeze. You're gonna have to go get yourself a Stearman.
Oh, I know.
I'll tell you what, Jason, you got it. You can take me back.
All right, I had the airplane.
That's the part I'm gonna miss about flying here at Fantasy of Flight is the fact that I won't miss this grass. I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you.
You are gonna miss it?
I am gonna way miss it because I am, you can do some fun stuff on the grass here, and now I'm having to transition back to hard surface, and I'll tell you, it's got my full and undivided attention. I'm gonna start chewing up tires.
Yeah, your tires won't last nearly as long.
No, I haven't changed tires on this for 4 years.
Wow.
And now I've been flying out over Winter Haven. I need to swap the tires around, get some more life out of them. Hey Jeff, good time?
Oh yeah, I had a great time. It was awesome.
Good.
I won't tell Tom, but I had more fun today than I did yesterday.
I know. I hear that 100% of the time. When people have either flown over there at Warbirds or have flown with other traveling. Although there's not a lot of people doing that anymore, traveling around with those Texans.
No, there's not.
Too expensive to operate. I'll tell you what, I'm going to take it from here.
All right, you had the airplane?
And we'll put this thing right back where we found it. It's got this really nice tailwheel steering system here. It just swings right around.
It looks like you got to jump right over into that one.
Yeah, I got to go find that. That needs more gas. Go ahead and bring the mixture all the way back to lean.
Mixture all the way back to lean.
And then just add a touch of power, and it shuts right off. Hold her there. Take that one last deep whiff of 100 octane. Nice job.
All right.